Hey, good morning, everyone. I am Rob Mosley, aka Dolphins Thirsty. As always, I am joined by Justin, JPF Scout on Twitter, also known as aka Digging in the Trenches. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to all you Dolphin fans out there. And Justin, so you're telling me the weather turned for the ugly or a little snow out there this morning for you guys?
Oh yeah. It was nice yesterday, and then they're talking about a storm moving in, and it was going to start last night, and it did exactly what they said. The weatherman actually predicted something right. Started to snow, and now it's snowing here too. Like there's like probably 6 inches out, but it's all good. Go shovel the walks and be done with it. It'll probably get nicer tomorrow.
Yeah, hey, that sounds good. And make sure you guys hit that like and
Garrett, what's
subscribe
up,
button.
bro?
Let's see who's in the house here. Hey, Garrett. Good morning and welcome again, Garrett. Thank you for coming back. So, Justin, as we move away from the 2022 season and start thinking ahead to the 2023 season, Dolphins have a lot of work to do. They have to mess with their own books, make room for future Dolphins to come here, make salary cap for the draft picks, make salary caps for any shopping that they want to do, for any players that they want to keep on their own roster. So the new league year opens March 15th. So that's basically a month from today, the new league. Hey, Ender in the house. Ender in the house. So basically in a month, the new league year starts. But before that starts, there's a lot of work that the Dolphins have to do in-house, making room on the books so they can be a participant in the free agency period and, be ready to roll. So I'm sure they will. There'll be contracts reworked. Tyreek Hill will probably have his contract reworked. I'm saying Ogba might have his contract reworked. And, maybe they'll cut some players just outright, see you later, welcome for your service. But, it's time, thank you for your service, but we're moving on from you. So we will see. And on an NFL note, today, the Raiders quarterback Carr, he can sign with anyone, so he's already a free agent. He got a jump start on all the other free agents, so teams could pounce on him in the next few days.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's it. That's our welcome as we wait for more people to get into the room to talk draft and Dolphins.
Right. Yeah, if you're Peter Schrager, you're thinking, yeah, let's go ahead and jump all over Carr and bring him in house, and you don't know about Tua's injury history, so you want to bring in a replacement right off the bat. I'll be honest, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm the biggest Tua fan you're probably gonna find out there. I love the kid, love his game. I think it's perfect for quarterback. I love him as a person. But I wouldn't be opposed to bringing in Derek Carr, but I'm not going to just make you the starter right off the bat. I want an open quarterback competition.
Yeah.
I want iron to sharpen iron. I want to make Tua better. So I'm willing to bring him in, but I'm also not willing to give him the starting position right off the bat.
I think there would be some teams that would just designate him the starter off the bat. And he's going to feel like it's a good fit and the money and all that. But yeah, I know Peter said that, and it got Dolphins Twitter going yesterday because he said, "Oh, Carr makes the Dolphins an instant contender," but I don't know about that. I don't know if he's that much better than a healthy Tua. He's okay, he's good, but what has he done to be made the Raiders a contender every year? So
right.
He's had some good players out there in the past. There's been some good teams, good coaches, and all that. So I don't know. It's fun though. It'd be a fun name to watch.
I believe that Tua will absolutely handle his business. So do I. And if you mean handle his business by get on the field and stay on the field and produce, that's exactly what I think will happen. Is he'll have a season where he stays healthy. I know they had talk about bringing those concussion helmets back. There's some talk about bringing them throughout the league. I wouldn't hesitate putting one on Uno. He needs one of those on his helmet. I would protect him at all costs, and I would also put a beefy offensive line in front of him that is veteran and ready to play. I would at least have 8 that can come in the game at any given time, with 2 slow cookers that are either young players that are in the league now or draft picks that you can bring along slowly that have an immense amount of talent.
Yeah. Okay, so in your Ender, Garrett, and of course you, Justin, if all being fair, just living in fantasy world for a minute, Derek Carr signs with the Dolphins, but he's told it's going to be an open competition. Tua knows it's going to be who wins a healthy Tua, assuming a game we're living in, 100% healthy Tua, 100% healthy Derek Carr, battle it out in training camp. Who do you think would get the nod?
I'll take Tua, and the reason why is because he already knows the offense somewhat. He's got experience with Mike McDaniel's, experience with some of his receivers and staff already. Yeah, I'm taking Tua.
Yeah, I would take Tua in that scenario too. But like I said, I think that's fantasy. I think Carr goes to another team, most likely that he's going to be a starter, and a team that's willing to pay him probably starter like money. And like I said, we had our own salary. Yeah, and Ender says
Yep.
Tua
Tua
wins,
wins all day.
Yeah,
I believe that. Same thing. Stetson. Oh, thanks for coming into the
yeah. Thank you, Stetson, for coming back.
Yep.
And yes, Tua all day. That's
Yep.
what I think too. So I think we're all on the same page there. Carr's okay, but he's not that bona fide guy that's gonna instantly. I don't know why. I know Peter Schrager. I think he loves talking about the Dolphins because he knows it blows up his Twitter, because he knows Dolphins Twitter goes nuts if you. So he said that, oh, bring Carr in, and it makes the Dolphins a contender. Why wouldn't you want to do that? So it just got Dolphins fans talking yesterday. So that's why I brought up the topic.
I honestly think it depends on price. I mean, honestly, let's be serious here. He's going to demand high dollar that I don't think we're going to pay for it right now. But with the way that the NFL is set up and the way the quarterbacks are being set up, man, we might need 3 quarterbacks. So I'm not opposed to bringing in anybody, honestly.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree on that front.
I say Tua, Carr can try and take quarterback 1, but there's only a few quarterbacks that can outperform Uno. I totally agree with Garrett.
Yeah, a healthy Uno for sure. I agree. That's the only knock. That's one knock we can Dolphin fans realistically say, that he hasn't been able to stay on the field, and he's missed important times over the past couple of years. So if he avoids that, then Tua easily wins. So I just wanted to see what some of our regulars. Hey, good morning, G-Man. The
G-Man in the house. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think I seen something where the Dolphins open up the next 2023 on the road versus the Chiefs, if I'm not mistaken. I think we start the season off versus the Chiefs. I could be wrong, but I think I seen something about that. So
we play the Chiefs and the Eagles both on the road. I don't think we would be the first game for the Chiefs, because it's probably going to be a rematch of the Super Bowl, because the Eagles go to Kansas City.
Okay.
Kansas City goes next, so most likely. I know for a minute I'm thinking, hey, we go to Kansas City. Maybe the Dolphins have the respect to get that first game of the season. That's a Thursday night game that kicks off the whole season. But then I go and look at Kansas City's schedule, and they're playing the Eagles.
Oh, damn it. I thought that was our slot right there.
I know now. So you may get kicked out of the whole country playing, because Kansas City's slated to play a game overseas next year, or in Mexico maybe. But we'll see. I know, but we might. We're not the home. We won't be, but we play Kansas City, and they're on the road, and they have one home game they have to give up this year. So we could be going overseas as the road team this year. At least we won't lose a home game, so that's good.
Well, as you guys all know, I mean, the off season is when things get a little crazy, and teams make moves that you didn't expect. And I expect nothing but the best over in Miami. It's going to be the same thing. You're going to see someone get cut or moved that we didn't expect it to happen, and it happens every season. So hold tight. Don't get too attached to any one player, because they might be moved from. So that's the way I see it.
Oh, no, I know. Exactly. And guys, and G-Man, when I think of you, I think of Kenny McIntosh. Yeah, this is just an example, guys. I only have a few on here because I'm working. I do all this stuff for free, just like Justin does, but he writes great scouting reports, and then I try to get profiles on my website. But if you have a prospect, I may not have their fancy card ready this morning for you like this, but if you have a prospect on your mind, almost any position other than maybe quarterback. Have you gotten to the quarterbacks yet, Justin?
You know what? I actually made a board and made a card for CJ Stroud last night, because I'm getting ready to start doing quarterbacks.
Okay, so he may know. He may know a couple. He may know a couple, but
I got a couple that I'll have ready done probably this week.
But the good thing is, we don't think the Dolphins are going to take a quarterback that high. So if you're a Dolphin fan, you can ask about linemen, linebackers, cornerbacks, and Justin will probably have information we can bring up for you. on
Yep,
that front.
I did one yesterday on a prospect that I was like, wow. I didn't think this was going to happen when I started looking at the tape, but that Eric Gray kid out of Oklahoma was a transfer from Tennessee. He scored very high. In fact, he scored 3 points higher than McIntosh. He scored 100, and I was
Who
like,
did?
wow,
I'm
man.
sorry. I was
Yeah.
daydreaming. Who? I was looking at
His name's
Eric's quote.
Eric Gray, the running back out of Oklahoma. He put up some really good numbers last year, and he scored really high on my scorecard. So
Don't tell G-Man. G-Man, close your ears. Don't.
it's all right. Just because he scored higher doesn't mean that it's going to work out better in his favor in the long run. Like McIntosh is still very, very high on my board. A 97 is only 3 points. It's, what really separated McIntosh and Gray is very, very small, minute stuff. Like, Gray runs with a little bit more power, than McIntosh. But, all in all, Gray's just he looks like a little bit better of a back prospect at this point. But man, that McIntosh kid is legit, bro. Don't get me wrong. 3 points isn't that big of a deal to me. Yeah. I mean, think about Gray, McIntosh, Charbonnet. They're all like 100, and even Chain and Spears, they're at 100. Charbonnet, McIntosh are at 97. While you got Bijan Robinson and let me see who else is down there. Someone else down there low.
So where do you have Robinson? I know a lot of people have him like
at a 90. He's only at a 90. That's what I see. So
whenever some people have him as the number one guy and stuff.
Of course they do. Of course they do. They think he's amazing. But I'll be honest with you, like I just don't see it. If so, he would be higher up there.
And see right there, guys, this is why we're different. We're not just a cut and paste. We go with Justin's opinion. He may be wrong at the end of the day. He might be right at the end of the day. But at least we don't just give you cut and paste like, oh, let me see what their big 50 says. He comes up. So when you get to see our big 50, it may be a lot different. I'm going on what Justin says. He does a lot of research. He does this, on his own time. So it's a lot of work when he's not out there working and he has time here in the mornings. He's always working his butt off doing his draft stuff. So
I'm always doing it. So I'll be honest with you. I gain nothing by lying to you guys or, like copy and pasting someone's top 50 and switching a couple. I don't gain anything from that. But what I do gain is by doing it my way is showing somebody there's a different way to look at prospects, a different way to evaluate them. And I'll be honest with you right now, I'm only going off my scorecard. What my scorecard says is what I put down. And then the organic write-up, like you said, those are just field notes that I happen to, that catch my eye while I'm writing them. But I'll be honest with you, I'm shooting straight off my hip, straight off of what I see, straight to the scorecard. So it makes it very, very real for me. So if these guys,
we're gonna have unique takes. So come and read. And Tua is accurate. We know that. That's awesome. Fangio hopefully will bring us a better, defense, and we get the ball more often. It'll be awesome. So obviously I'm behind on there because we were rolling with that draft stuff. I have a West Coast player. I don't like guys from the left coast or the Pac-10. Pac-10 is a volleyball conference. They're soft. Give me the guys from the SEC and ACC.
I would draft all my players out of the SEC if I was given a choice or the ACC. I agree. The West Coast guys are a little soft, but you happen to find some good ones over there every now and then. Like I know people hate USC prospects, but I don't care where they're from, dude. They could be out of Appalachian State. And I'm like, oh, yeah, this guy's high on my board, and I'm all about him. Like Tulane's Tajay Spears. He plays for Tulane, but he's scored 100 on my thing. See, like I'm into a prospect like that. Like I don't care where you went. Nope.
There's another Georgia guy. I haven't done a write-up on him yet. I'm behind. Justin cranks these things out quick. I did the banner. He does all the scouting notes. So we're a team here. But there's a SEC Georgia player for you.
Yeah, he scored high too. He scored an 86. I actually have that one completed already. He's good. He can run. He can move side to side. He's got a great set of hands, great set of skills. He got hurt coming off the end of the year last year, so it kind of hurt his stock a little bit, but I still think he'll get drafted fairly high.
That's Nolan Smith, guys, if you weren't looking at the screen. Smith. I'm sorry, I didn't say his name. That's Nolan Smith out of Georgia.
Oh, yeah, it's got it right up there.
He's an edge rusher.
Edge rusher, yeah. He's good. He's highly touted. Those Georgia kids are all highly touted. It's not like you can go wrong picking a Georgia player. Like, even when I scout him, I'm like, oh, he played at Georgia. It's like the little mini NFL right there. But
Yeah.
I put out a list yesterday, or I wrote up a list yesterday of what I have left to do. And we'll have well over 250, maybe 300 prospects, all organic write-ups, scorecards done, everything.
Yeah. I
Um,
would get a lot of the scorecards posted. I don't know if I'm going to get all those draft profiles. That's a lot of writing, but
yep.
we're having fun. I'm going to have to start just doing like the top 5 of each position, and
Oh yeah.
then work backwards from after that, just so
Yep.
we have.
I'll be honest, man. I'm going through that list now, and there's like another 150, maybe 140 names I got to finish. And we got like 72 days. We'll get them all in. I'll get them all done. But I'm noticing right now, like, and I knew this already, that there's so many safeties and corners. I'm like, oh my God, there's so many. So you got to go through and like, I have to start doing corners now, probably for the next, week or so. But once I'm done with corners and safeties, like there really is going to only be a little bit of roundup of the rest of the positions, and we'll be done. Then we'll have all of the information. Once you have all of the info, you can have all the big boards set up correctly. Your top 50, your top 100, your top 5 at every position. Hell, you could do a top 10 at every position at that point. We'll have more information, I think, than anybody will have on the draft. So tune in.
Yes, G man, who knows? But put it this way, he can't be any worse. Might as well give Justin a chance. Might as well give him a chance. Like I said, Greer, I will give Greer. He's had hit on some players. He's had some hits, but he's had too many misses as well. So that's for sure. And like I said, sometimes the draft is lucky. Sometimes a guy falls to you that no one, ever expects to be a great player. It's just crazy. Sometimes it's good to be good, but sometimes it's better to be lucky, because some of these guys that are studs are. Look at Tyreek Hill originally. He was no high rated prospect coming out.
No.
In Kansas City, picked him up, flipped him around, got great years, got a first round pick out of him, and and then that's where you got to hit. You got to just keep on plugging away, and hopefully something eventually. Look at the Patriots. Tom Brady felled them, late, and they had a legend on their hands, and every team had a chance in several rounds to take them. Sometimes it's better, like I said, lucky than good. And the Dolphins haven't been lucky for so long. You just think eventually we get lucky on an offensive line pick. Whether we have good scouting, bad scouting, you think you just hit the right dart eventually and get a damn good all-pro offensive line drafted in one of these rounds.
I think you're right when you say that. When you talk about, hey, it's better, it's cool to be good, but it's even better to be lucky. Like you're saying, dude, it is. Like luck does have a lot to do with this. There is no exact draft science when you go into these draft boards or anything like that. It's just sometimes you get lucky and sometimes you don't. But if I am a GM, I honestly would stick to my draft board and I wouldn't reach. When the best player comes available and you're going through your whole line and like, this is who's there, you take him. And
I agree. And I think I read where Kansas City has like 11 draft picks in this upcoming draft. They just won the Super Bowl. They have 11 draft picks. They're not up against the cap because they draft well. They get these guys. What was his kid? I screwed the new number 10 at Kansas City. I was screwed his name. Pacheco there.
Yep. And so Pacheco, if you know anything about the kid, like everybody passed on him. No one believed in him out of Rutgers. They thought he was too small. But if you look at his tape, he runs really hard. He runs like the Tasmanian devil and runs through arm tackles and has speed and can carry the ball, and he plays aggressively. Those are the players you're looking for right there.
I know, and that's where Kansas City does it well. They fit because everyone, they get guys that run their system. That's why consistency is critical in the Dolphins. That's why everyone that was saying, "Oh, get McDaniel rid of him after 1 year." There's never going to be consistency. Then Kansas City they know what Reed likes. They know how to find players for that system and fit it in there. They're not always changing them, like people change underwear. They're not changing every other minute saying, "Oh, now we got a new offensive coordinator." No, you just stay consistent. Then then scouting becomes easier because these players have done well. Then you got comparables, knowing who's done well in a system. But when you change offensive coordinators every year, you go with new schemes, new this, and then the other players fit the system better.
Right. Dolphins had 0 impact from their rookie class. 0. KC had the most impact from their rookies. You see right there? Right there is what he's telling you is so true. And that's what if you keep trying to, fit a square circle or a square into a round peg hole, you're just going to have a miss all the time. You can't. They have to fit your system at the same point in time. But just because you're taking best player available and he doesn't fit, doesn't mean you have to put him out on the football field. You have to make a move maybe with that player. Like, I'll use Mike Gesicki as a perfect example because it is. You can't take someone like that who can't block and make him an inline tight end. You just need to make him. You needed to be what he is and make him a glorified wide receiver, a glorified slot receiver, and you just needed to use him as that, but you didn't. And see, those are the things you got to kind of like stick to your guns when you do that stuff. And that's what Andy Reid and the Chiefs do. They're not going to put somebody out there who's not ready or doesn't fit what they're trying to do.
No, I agree. And that's it. That's why hopefully we get that eventually. I'm not saying McDaniel is going to become Andy Reid. We can only hope. But hopefully at least we have some longevity with him. And, we have a solid plan moving forward.
Dolphins have a new offensive line coach every year. Bingo. Here we go. More of the same crap. Wash, rinse, and repeat, right? That's the Dolphin way. Wash, rinse, repeat.
We've had 10 offensive line coaches in 9 years. We got more coaches in years. So
number 32 on the Chiefs, the linebacker, he's a beast. Just a rookie, could have been Super Bowl MVP. It's funny, G-Man, you said that. Remember, we talked right after the Super Bowl game, and I was like, in my opinion, Nick Bolton should have been the Super Bowl MVP. Without that pickup, the fumble recovery for the touchdown, they wouldn't have won the game, I don't think. Not only that, but then all the tackles the dude was making, he was blade to blade.
It's funny, if that other one hadn't been overturned, saying, you agree that you don't think he possessed the ball long enough, but man, he would have had 2 touchdowns if the
he would have had 2 if they would have let that other one stand. But no, I don't think he possessed it long enough.
I know, but I'm just saying, I know it's a big if, but if they didn't have won or didn't they, he literally would have been up there.
Well, everyone wants the quarterback to be the Super Bowl MVP. So when he puts up numbers and plays the way Patrick Mahomes did and played through the injury, there was no way they were going to name anybody else but Patrick.
No way. There's no way. I mean, almost every year. I mean, last
year.
So
that goes to show you guys right now, everybody out there in Dolphins land, in Dolphins world, you want to win a Super Bowl, we have to build a team to beat the Chiefs. That's the competition. Bills, Chiefs, Bengals. We have to beat those 3 teams.
You got to build it your way, but you got to beat them. So you can't worry about what they're doing, but because if you worry about that, then you got to worry about the Jets and this. The Jets had 2 rookies of the year, man. It's crazy. They had the offense and defense. So obviously they're drafting well while we're drafting guys that don't even get on the field. So it's a big difference.
Who was their offensive rookie of the year? Was it Breece Hall?
No, it was the receiver kid.
The Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, Garrett Wilson. Sorry, I had a brain fart for a minute.
And then Everyone was talking so much crap about that kid when he came out. I was like, I like him a lot, man. He's good. He's scrappy.
And then
catches everything thrown at him.
Of course,
I knew Sauce was going to win. See, look, they're drafting the right way, bro. We need to draft like that. You need to draft like that. I would love more matches in the flyer, if you understand what I'm saying. We only got 5 draft picks, man. I need 4 more.
No, I know, but that's the thing. When you don't draft well, then you got to make moves. We all love Tyreek Hill coming here. We were all tooting our horns, but unfortunately, we had to give up a number 1 draft pick for him. Then give him the money. Then give up a number 1 draft pick for Chubb. When you draft your guys, my guys frozen there in time. But when you draft well, then you don't have to overpay right away and pay these big monies.
That's the key, bro. Is draft correctly. So when you're winning a Super Bowl and these guys are on their 2nd or 3rd, seasons in the rookie deal still, that you look like a genius then. That's why you want to draft well. I agree. You have to start hitting on some of these draft picks. If you want to draft better, then you need to fire Chris Grier. They're not going to fire Chris Grier because there's no one else to put in his position. If they had a young up-and-coming GM out there that was somebody could trust and we could hire, I would be all for letting him go. But at the same point in time, I believe truly in my heart that there's 3 guys on the Miami Dolphins that are all connected together. And if you get rid of one of them, you're going to get rid of all 3 of them. And that would be Tua Tagovailoa, Mike McDaniels, and Chris Grier. So if you're going to get rid of any of those 3, you get rid of all of them.
Yeah, on the next cleanup, that's what they're probably going to do the next time. But they don't always do what you think they're going to do. Sometimes they keep the GM, fire the coach, keep the GM. It's all different. You never know with it all. But hopefully that doesn't come to fruition. Hopefully we finally got the trio that's going to be our trio here for a few years, and that they give us some winning football. I know winning the Super Bowl is the ultimate goal, but I'll just take some playoff victories here for a little while, to where they at least give you the taste of a playoff win before we start saying Super Bowl and Dolphins in the same sentence.
If Chris Greer would stop gambling on guys that show you that they have injury history, I'm not just talking about Tua either, but like players that are in the NFL that have injury history and always have been injured, and start going for some more for sure things on the offensive line. Like, no knock on Terron Armstead. I love him to death. But that was my fear when we brought him in last year. It's like, hey, man, the dude is hurt all the time. Can we really depend on him? I was more fired up about the Connor Williams signing than I was about the Terron Armstead signing because I knew the history behind Terron Armstead. Love him to death. He's valuable to us. I don't want to get rid of him now because of the teaching aspect that he can bring to other young offensive linemen that join our team. But we have to find something else that's more consistent, that you can count on down there in crunch time. That week 16, 17s, we're trying to get into the playoffs. December, we're trying to win football games. You need guys that you can count on, and those are going to be draft picks.
Oh, I agree. And G-Man makes a good point that they're able to pay Mahomes a big contract, but not be hampered by it because they don't pay a whole bunch of other positions.
Talent. Absolutely, G-Man. Yes.
Because they pay Kelsey and they pay Mahomes. And then that's why they had to decide to move on, because they knew they couldn't pay Kelsey and Tyreek Hill. So they made their choice. They moved on from Tyreek Hill. And, they got a first-round draft pick and some additional compensation from him, but mainly that first-round pick. And, here they are in the Super Bowl, and Tyreek was just watching with all of us, so it's just unfortunate. Like I say, Tyreek was excellent for the Miami. He was fun to watch. I was super excited to get on. I'm not going to be a phony, but I just wish you had drafted well up till then, so you don't have to make moves like that, and sign the big guys. They did also pay Chris Jones.
Yeah,
so
Chris.
There are a couple. But see, we're already paying guys, and we don't have, we're paying Hill and Chubb. We got two big guys right there. We're paying the huge dollars too. And we haven't even gotten to our quarterback. So, we're kind of hurting. That's where,
It's crazy, but if you think about it, the Chiefs just won the Super Bowl without wide receiver weapons. They have because they have Kelsey. And I get it. And they have Mahomes. He can throw it to basically anybody and make them good, right?
Yeah, no, because Juju Schuster, he came in the second half and kicked butt.
Kadarius Toney, they had Valdez Scantling. All these guys that if they were on the Dolphins fans would be bitching saying, hey, you guys had Mac Hollins and the dude who works at Wingstop over there catching passes from Tua. But they made it work. They made it work. The difference, what's the difference though when you look at the Chiefs and you look at the Dolphins? Is it a talent thing? Because I don't believe that. I believe that it's more of they've been together longer, 6 years. They have everything down, the system's down, the personnel is down, who they use in any situation, the play call. Did you notice?
Well, they do have Mahomes is a big deal. Other than that, Mahomes is
that, but I understand. Mahomes is better than Tua. Yeah, I get it. Yes, he's the best quarterback in the NFL.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Good. Oh no, I agree. I'm 100% agree with you. But Mahomes could be that difference. Like if you put Tua on the Chiefs, are they that good? I don't know. I don't. That's what I'm saying. That old. Anyway, I shouldn't even say Tua. Say Derek Carr signed to Kansas City and Kansas City trades.
Honestly, yeah, I believe that's the same team.
Nah, I don't think so. I think Mahomes he's just a special breed of
Mahomes is great, bro. I'm not ever gonna take anything away from the guy. Nothing.
Yeah, this is true. That is true. Team. What G-Man's saying.
Bro, they played great. The right tackle locked it down over there, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. They locked down the team that had 3 sacks away from setting the all-time sack record in a regular season, and they locked that Eagles team down. No, Reddick got locked down. Like, literally, dude, they played really well. And that goes to show you how well an offensive line means to a team. Remember when they went to the Super Bowl and got destroyed by the Rams, and they were like, well, we need offensive linemen. They went and retooled that line that year.
The Buccaneers, you mean? The Buccaneers.
Oh, yeah, excuse me. Yeah, the Buccaneers. I apologize.
But, I know. Yeah, no, please. I know you're –
and they came back and they're like, we got Mahomes. We can win now. So they put a line in front of them. Do the same thing for Tua and watch what happens.
Yeah, well, I hope. We can only hope, my friend. We can only hope. But we've been talking about offensive line since I don't even know what coach the last time that we were really talking about having a great offensive line. You almost have to go back to the Richmond Webb and Keith Sims days and, those guys manning the line. I know we had like Brandon Albert for a little while. That was good. And we had a
That's the
couple
last
of,
time I can remember us having a good line is those unicorn days. Brandon Albert, Jawan James, and Laramie Tunsil. Laramie Tunsil.
yeah.
And you made
But
Laramie
then Brandon
Tunsil play.
Albert, typical Dolphin luck, got injured, and and it's just.
But damn, he was playing so good before he got hurt, bro.
I know.
He was balling, bro.
No, I agree. It's just been so long. But I mean, it's different regimes, even though that I'm talking about. So we can't even just blame Chris Gear. Even before that, when Jeff Ireland was picking this, the same story. It's just true. we just don't get lucky ever.
It's a curse.
Yeah, it is. Or like I said, maybe that's why we change coaches. Or is it because just so many? It's that famous, the chicken before the egg thing. We don't even know. Is it because of the coaches, and that's why we keep on getting rid of coaches? Or is it because we keep on getting rid of coaches that we don't get any consistency? So
sometimes the football gods just bless you. Do you remember the year that the Ravens won the Super Bowl? That one year, and they had Bryant McKinney come in. He was like 33, 34. Do you remember that year? And remember the playoffs that year, how good he played? That dude locked down that left side, bro. No one would get to Flacco. They won the Super Bowl because of how Bryant McKinney, I honestly think, played. So that goes to show you, dude, that offensive line is key. You want to win, you go get studs down low.
Oh, I know. And like G-Man and you pointed out, man, the Chiefs, they found their weakness and fixed it quick. We've been trying, and it's not just Greer. I mean, he's been trying for years, but I mean, it was, like I said, it was Jeff Ireland before that, Tannenbaum, and a whole bunch of guys. It's just, like I said, it's horrible. Like, every time you think, because when Jeff Ireland, I'll never forget, I was on I-75 when I was coming home from work after working a 12-hour shift, and I hear Jeff that comes over the AM radio, listening to sports. Jeff Ireland, I lost my voice screaming home, yes, yes. And here we are years later, and we still stink. And I lost my voice for nothing. We got rid of Jeff Ireland, but we still don't have any winning. Yeah, I really blame Jeff Ireland. That's why I have a hard time explaining one person now, just because I almost think
that's the fear of getting rid of Chris Greer. If we get rid of Chris Greer, who are we moving on to? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, that makes me even more scared.
But that's it. That's what we always say is, well, it can't be any worse, but sometimes it may not be worse, but it's not better.
Yeah, so exactly. It could be a lot worse, dude. Trust me, it could.
That's the problem, man. I don't know. It's just like, and I don't even blame the owner, because I mean, Wayne Huizinga, God, bless his soul, he tried to win. He's passed away, but he tried to win. We never won, and he brought in the big names. He brought in the Jimmy Johnsons, Nick Sabans, and we still didn't win. So
this is what I'm talking about right here. This is it right here. Michael Dieter, Kinley, Jackson, Eichenberg. That's a lot of high draft picks that are a lot of busts. And I'll be honest with you, they definitely look like busts right now, man. And like, I was just going to say this, and you've heard me regurgitate these words before. Maybe we're being too hard on Austin Jackson and Liam Eichenberg. Maybe it's because of the coaching. Maybe the talent just isn't that damn good either. So I'll be honest with you, dude. It's like a mixture of both. But you can't just keep washing, rinsing, and repeating, especially with the offensive line every damn season, and expect any consistency. If you want me to be realistic with you, Dolphins fans, I will. We're not going to win anything until we have at least 3 years of experience on the offensive line. You get 3 years of experience on the offensive line, you might have something.
Yeah, no, I know. But it just stinks, because it's, like I said, it's regime, different coaches, different general managers, but almost always the same result. It's enough to drive a Dolphin fan crazy.
That should show you right there, dude, that ain't working.
And I know a lot of people don't like Ross, but Ross,
the same thing over and over and over and over again and expecting a different result. Try something different.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I agree. Oh, he froze. Oh, there, you're back. But yeah, like I say, Ross gets a lot of hate because but at least he spends the money. And yes, it's not all about money. He just doesn't hire the right football people under him, unfortunately. That's where
and then who pays the price for not hiring the right guys? The fans. The fans are the ones who ultimately pay the price. You guys are the ones that pay the high ticket prices. You guys are the ones that pay those high concession prices. You guys are the ones that pay for the parking. You guys
we're the one that buys all the gear.
Buys all the gear. You guys are the ones who support the team and invest your time and your energy and your effort, all in just be let down in the end, because you need someone to go all in for the Miami Dolphins and for the city and for the fan base. I mean, all in, dog. Like, buy everything. We got the best line. We got the best coach. We got the best. And I don't care how many people say, oh, that'll never happen. Then you're never going to win, because you need the best of everything in order to win. And you got to go all out sometimes, man.
I mean, Ross he tries to go all out. I mean, I mean, put it this way: if the NFL had the same salary cap rules of MLB, and all there was no hard cap, but it was just a luxury tax, Ross would be out there bringing in every free agent that career. Say, oh, bring this guy, bring this. He wouldn't care. He'd be like the Mets owner this offseason, just
Right.
signing anyone under, that's good. But, in the NFL, there is that hard cap. So that's why I said you can never say the cap's fake. Is it flexible and you can move the numbers around, but it's not fake. At the end of the day, you still got to be at a set number that you can't be above on any one day. So anyway, yeah, let's get
This is
caught up.
great what he says right here, dude. And I love both the ones he mentioned, kind of. Quentin Nelson and Mike McClinchy, 2 Pro Bowl offensive linemen from Notre Dame.
That's
Greer
so
somehow
funny.
found a lineman from Notre Dame who can't play. Oh my God. It's true too. And he's got short arms. And I'll be honest with you, when he came out, I kind of liked Liam. I thought he was decent. I thought he could play tackle. But I'm not sure what's going on down low right now with the kid. But damn, like I can't even. I'm frustrated because we got no continuity on the offensive line. Like if he was in year 3 in the same system and he was struggling like he is now, then I'd be like, yeah, that dude totally sucks. But it's like year 1, new coaches every year. Like I wouldn't have no consistency either.
No, I know. And then what's that other? There's even another that the Dolphins liked him in the draft. We always hear that he went to Dallas. He ended up getting drafted by Dallas. He's another Notre Dame offensive lineman. So I forget, but
Zach Martin.
Yeah, I think maybe did he go to one of those guys? I forget.
He's a Pro Bowl. He's a perennial Pro Bowl.
But there was a guy that went to Notre Dame, and the Dolphins supposedly liked him, and I forget who we ended up getting in the draft, but it wasn't him. And it's just like
I wish we would have got Zach Martin.
Yeah, I know. So it's just like I forget now, because so many names go by over the years that we passed up on, and it's just so aggravating. But almost every fan base, other than Kansas City, I mean Pittsburgh's decent almost all the time. Now they're finally falling off a little bit. But these teams, 49ers, some of these teams are just keep it rolling while we keep on trying to. We're rebuilding again. It's just it's frustrating. And believe me, I love my Dolphins. Always will love my Dolphins. I will always defend my Dolphins. But it is frustrating that
the problem is exactly what we've been saying, though, bro. It's like if they would just bite the bullet, and I mean bite the bullet, and like stick with something for once, stick with your coaching staff, see it through for 3 to 5 years, I think you would like the results. You're going to get a lot better than what we've been getting. You need continuity. You need consistency. You need brotherhood down there. You need guys who are willing to go to war with one another. You need guys who are like, hey, you're willing to jump in the foxhole with me? Not, hey, I'm going to leave you a sticky note on your locker and be like, hey, you need to block better. Hell no, right. I'll grab you by the damn face mask, but block better. You know what I'm saying?
I hope it's not really. Maybe we'll see, but, hopefully this coach is fine. Butch Berry's fine. And
I don't know. I'm not sure what to think about any. I know that I've seen in Miami, it's kind of a history of repeating in it. Like I told you, it's not the Miami Dolphins. It's the Miami wash, rinse, and repeats. I don't want to do it no more, dude. We got to stop. You got to stop the madness. You got to draw the line in the sand. Like if I owned the Dolphins, I'd be like, nope, this is who we're getting. And if you guys don't like it, screw you. We're having them for 3 to 5 years. This is it. That's
I know. We don't even know. I know Ross is probably more on the quiet side of the owners, but he spins. So I'm sure, anything Chris Greer wants, he would let him do. So Chris Greer just needs to get to it and start doing it better. But yeah, I mean, offensive line, we can talk to him blue in the face. We haven't, we just can't. I don't know. But you just think someone in the scouting team would be able to tell Chris Greer speak up in a damn meeting unless they're afraid of him or, but he's supposed to be that guy. Say, Greer, this guy, someone should have a. Who knows? It just seems
it's
weird.
Obvious that Chris Greer and his scouts are not doing the job. Better organizations are out drafting us. Even the Jets are drafting better. That's going to catch up with us. He's so right, man. I just mentioned the same thing. They're drafting good and we're not. If you don't start drafting better and hitting on some of these picks, it's going to take our organization back 5-10 years, and you don't want that. So it's like you need to start hitting on some of these picks. They need to match up with your coaching staff, your scheme, and everything. That's why we have to stop wash, rinsing, and repeating.
And look at the Eagles, man. They were in the Super Bowl. The Eagles were in the Super Bowl, and they got a top 10 pick. They got the number 10 pick in the draft. So, I mean, I know they're going to lose some free agents, and they lost a couple of their coaches, but they can get right back rolling again, because they got draft picks to build upon. So
maybe we should get rid of the GM and McDaniel and Greer and Tua and start all over again and build something up. But you guys want to start? I mean, we're already starting over again. Look, we're having to do all this, mixing and matching and robbing Peter to pay Paul. Like, we just did this in 2019. Like, and we had all those draft picks, man. And look, Noah Igbinogheni's and Austin Jackson's, and you know what I mean? Like, it's terrible, bro. We have to figure this out one way or another.
Yeah, I know. If I bought the Dolphins, I would get rid of Greer, though. And like you say, do I have someone automatically in my mind that who's better? But I would go at least maybe rob some organization like the 49ers, Kansas City, some of their top scouts, their director of player personnel, and see who's, not their GM, because they're not going to come over for a lateral move. Find someone has to be out there be making the talent evaluation. And I would bring in a football guy. I would be like,
in order to do that, you have to contact that team first and find out what his contract situation is, and even get permission from them.
You have to get permission, but you could still go in there and ask. If you're going to say, hey, I'm going to make this guy my general manager, that's a step up, and they normally don't block that, So if I rob those organizations, I'm just saying, and I would bring in, because say if I'm a billionaire, I'd probably say if I was a billionaire in the technology business, I'm not going to be a football expert because I've been spending all my time. So I would bring in a football mind. I would at least someone that I would know they're not BSing me in an interview. I would say, hey, Zach Thomas, Jason Taylor, can you sit with me in an interview? I'm going to make you the president of my football operations for a few months. You're my quote, and so I wouldn't be BS. Because Ross could be easily be. He just like, oh, that's a good interview. That's what I heard he liked about Philbin, because he presented well. So like in the business world, a good interview is good, but in the football world doesn't mean crap. You can be a horrible interviewer, but a great football coach.
That's right.
So it's just like I would want someone like that sitting next to me, because I know Dan Marino, he's there, but he's more like a figurehead for the Dolphins. He's the guy they take to the parties and shakes people's hands, takes pictures with them, and he's not really the football mind that anyone leans on. So I would do something like that. Just find some guy that knows how to talk football, have him as my guy when I'm going through the interview process, and find that general manager out there.
You can't stop someone from taking a promotion. Yeah, but
right.
that team that you're trying to get the player from, or the coach, can give that guy a promotion too and be like, no, stay here. We don't want you to go. There's ways around that stuff, bro. There's ways around that. Trust me. So when you're trying to poach someone from another team and organization, don't think that team ain't like, oh, we see what you're doing. Okay, here, we'll give you Mr. So-and-so this promotion, and now you're the new play calling director, assistant coach, or whatever the hell you want to name it, and they'll figure it out.
Yeah, but in the general manager spot, I mean, we could do it, because if you say, hey, I'm going to make this guy full control of everything football relation, and it's a promotion, unless they're willing to give him that. I agree with G-Man that most of the time the team technically they block them, yeah, but then that gives teams that like no one's going to want to go work for that. Oh man, they block people from having an opportunity to advance themselves. Yeah, that's what I was saying, G-Man. Just like go look. I mean, someone in that 49ers organization. Yes, I know they're always a little bit short of the big, but still, you would love to be in the 49ers situation right now, where they're always in the playoff and advancing.
You just brought him in, dude. It's Butch Berry. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. But I'm talking about from the general manager standpoint, that just like, whatever. Like I say, I don't have a name. Your argument's strong in that who's out there that's better, but my argument is that there is someone that's better.
Yeah, what you're looking for, the label you're looking for, someone who's in their scouting department, like a director of scouters,
right?
The head director of scouting, someone like that, or a scout in their organization. That would be someone you're looking for to bring over to make your new GM. You're looking for someone who's an up and coming, who's grabbing picks that are producing. He's got, a good eye for talent. He's picking it, and they're winning with it. That's someone you're looking for. That name I do not know, because
I know that's fine. And I mean, I know none of us do, because if it was that easy, all these teams would go steal that guy from and whatever. And like I say, and we say guy, if there's a woman out there that knows how to fight, I don't care. Just someone that can look and watch football and know that these guys are, we just haven't had that luck for
bro, I'll
years.
take that job. I'll take that job for a quarter of league minimum. Sign me up.
Like I said, like I said, really, what worse can you be than because some of the big, yes, Greer is good. I will give Greer, he's good at acquiring draft capital if he needs a draft. He was good. But using that draft capital is another story.
I'm not even gonna lie, dude. I'm very confident in myself and what I believe I know football wise. I had 3 to 5 years the Dolphins are winning Super Bowls with my draft picks. I'm gonna
Oh
pick
my God.
players
Okay. What are you drinking in that water? I don't think that's coffee in there.
No, I'm not
Hey,
playing, bro. I'm
I
confident.
know. I'm just
could build us
teasing.
a
I like your
championship.
confidence, man. I like your confidence.
I could do it for any team. Broncos come hire me. I'll build you a championship team. I don't care. I'm just saying I'm confident in players I could pick for a football team. I know it. I'm sure McDaniel knows everyone in the 49ers front office. I would take a chance on a young exec, even seeing enough of Greer. I hear you, bro. Bring me something that's better. Like I said, you're going to get rid of Greer. I think you're getting rid of all three. So if we get rid of new GM, Tua's gone, McDaniel's gone. That's my opinion. You keep any of the other three, then something else is going on that I don't see.
Yeah. But like I said, right now the Dolphins aren't even in good cap situation, and we haven't won. Like if we weren't in good cap situation and we were like the Rams that just won a recent Super Bowl, I'd be fine. I'd be happy. But we haven't even gotten a playoff win, and we're already not in good.
Do you know
and
what
yes,
I see? Do you want to know what I see happening, bro? I'm going to tell you right now. I see more of the same. I see the Dolphins just keep doing the same thing, and eventually players like Tua and everybody else is going to go somewhere else, and they're going to win somewhere else. That's what's going to happen. The same thing that's happened to us our whole lives because they don't want to buckle down and just do what's right and get the right picks in there or the right players in there or the right coaches or the right GM.
Who is that? I guess it's Graham. Like what I say, we don't know who's holding.
He lives in Colorado and he's a huge Dolphins fan.
Yeah.
I'll just play. I don't know, bro. I really don't know. I don't have a clue. I have no damn clue. If you're not going to know what's better out there, if you don't look, I hear you, bro. Then maybe they should start turning over those rocks. You say that, right? You're like, you're not going to know what's out there if you don't look. Well, what's G-Man? What's been the problem in the last 25 years, brother? You tell me. Why haven't they looked in the last 25 years then? Because Greer's been here since 2000.
Yeah, no, he has, but he hasn't been in the big boy seat until this recently. But I agree, man. I don't think
bingo.
Let's see. It starts with Ross guy. I know. I agree, but I like Ross overall. But yes, he doesn't hire the right people, so I will give him that. But we could get an owner that's stingy because Cincinnati, even though they're a great team right now, and I would love to beat them, but their owners have a reputation of being stingy, and that they're saying outside of Burrow, who they know they can't afford to lose, they would pay him, but most of their other guys, they're not going to pay.
Hell yeah.
So, but anyway. It starts with Ross. I agree, but I also like Ross because he's willing to try. He's not going to tell anyone. Unfortunately, he listens to the wrong guy. But if Greer comes to him tomorrow and says, hey, we got to give Hill more money to free up space for this next coming year, he's going to be okay. Even though I just gave him a huge signing bonus last year, let me do it again. He would do the same thing. He goes, oh, you told me to sign Ogbah last year. Now you're telling me his contract's a little overinflated, but I'd do it again. And keep on pushing off money. That's where Ross is strong. Where he's weak is finding the right guy to put into the football spot.
It's true.
I said, so he's because the next time we could get a cheap owner that doesn't want me to always say, oh, we have to get to the cap, but I'm not, I'm not looking, I'm not re-signing guys to get more money to move forward or whatever.
I wish we had an owner who was a football mind. You know what I'm saying? Someone who was like an owner who's like, no, I know the game. And I'm gonna hire
Jerry Jones knows it in doubt.
But I was just gonna say, someone like Jerry Jones. If I own the team, my fingerprints would be all over it, bro. Like I'd like, no,
it really hasn't helped. Jerry. Well, Dallas did win. Dallas did win back in the day with Jimmy Johnson and him and
Michael Irvin,
him and Gary Switzer and stuff. But for the most part,
if what you have isn't working, then you change, period. I'll take a chance on anyone at this point. Any young up-and-coming exec from a great team. Anyone but Greer. Dude, I just said the same thing. It's the definition of insanity is doing the same thing every season. Like running your head into a wall and expecting a different result. That's why I'm saying, yes, I would love to try something different. But what's the difference? And they're not going to do it. They're just not. Those three right there are attached at the hip now. They're married. McDaniel, Greer, Tua. So if you're going to make a move, it's going to be on one of those three. If one of those three ever gets moved or all three of them, now you're doing something like different.
No, I agree. But hopefully, and guys, just remember the NFL draft coming soon. Like we were showing you guys earlier. We got all kinds of drafts. This one's actually on my website. So you guys can go read about him.
Telling you, dude, this kid's he's underrated, bro. Look at what I have down there on number 7. His mean streak is a 9 to go along with his power and his nice set of hands, good contact balance, decent feet, speed, change of direction. His technique needs a little cleaned up, but you can clean that up at the next level with coaching, good coaching.
And for you
Decent
guys just
pass
listening,
blocker,
that's Ricky
decent run blocker.
Stromberg. I'm sorry.
Yep, Ricky Stromberg out of Arkansas, the center. He's damn good, bro. His football IQ isn't bad. He just needs a little bit of cleanup on his technique. He needs to remember to keep his knees bent and keep his elbows locked in and his hands inside. I think he's going to make a decent center one of these days. It might not be right off the bat, but I think he will. And if it's not a center, then he'll make a decent guard because he has the attitude and the mentality to play down low. That's what I'm looking for when I'm looking at a lineman, somebody who's just dirty, mean, nasty, finishes the
you want
blocks.
that mean streak in the lineman.
Yep. Not only that, but I would love to for an all. I'm looking for the complete package. Not only do you have a mean streak, but your technique is clean. It's because if your technique is clean, it can lead you to playing more power football, more pancake blocks, more anchor, more everything because your technique is clean. And then you're having that power mixed with the technique. I'll give you a perfect example. I'm pounding this kid's name into the dirt, but the Matthew Bergeron kid out of Syracuse is one of the cleaner techniques. Like everything goes together. His eyes, his hands, and his feet all match, even emotions, everything in unison.
Okay, I haven't gotten to his write up yet. I get there.
His game is beautiful, man. It really, really, really is nice. He's the highest rated lineman, tackle on my board. I just did that TCU kid for Steve Avila. He's really big. He's like 6'3", 339 pounds. He actually scored 100. And he's a center. They got him listed as a center, but he played guard for TCU last year. So He's got position flexibility. But the kid's just an animal, man. Like, talk about absorbing blocks or like defenders. He'll literally absorb them and takes hits well. You look for linemen who are like that. I disagree. I think you can stay with McDaniel and Tua if he proves he can stay healthy. Yeah, that's a big if. While getting rid of Greer, we need a GM that can build a real offensive line. Yeah, we do. I'm not going to disagree with your statement right there, but I am going to disagree with who you're trying to if you're getting rid of one of them, you're getting rid of all 3 of them. I don't see no reason in keeping things like that.
Because yes, maybe if you give a young GM,
he's trying to make his job easier, bro. Maybe he needs a little bit of luck to help him too. You brought in Jeff Wilson, you brought in Bradley Chubb. You made moves to make the team a winner. It's not Chris Greer's fault that they didn't produce on the football field. It's the coaching staff's fault and their fault. He brought in the groceries. Y'all didn't make it work.
Yeah.
You can go ahead and blame Chris Greer if you want, but all he did was the shopping, and it looked damn good coming all out of the package.
I just hope Chubb plays. I just hope Chubb plays up to his potential and Fangio's defense. Everybody's assuming, hopefully Fangio officially signs on that dotted line so we don't have to have a Twitter meltdown.
Number 1 linebacker to start free agency, then we're good. I can feel it. I'm with that. A veteran linebacker would definitely help. Absolutely. I would be more along the lines leaning into a veteran offensive lineman, but c'est la vie.
Yeah, exactly. What will be. And but with that, we're almost done for the day here. It's been another fun episode, guys. It's
his drafting, not his trades.
Yeah.
You're right. You're totally right again. But what are you going to do, bro? Like, you want to start all over, then you're starting all over. You're not keeping 2 pieces unless you're really sold on those 2 pieces. Like you're saying, G-Man, maybe you're right. Maybe they just need a new GM to help, shop better. But
I just hope Chubb lives up to his because right now I'm not 100% sold on that. I wasn't even at the time just because of the flexibility money-wise, knowing that we want to pay Christian Wilkins moving forward and other things moving
See,
forward.
And then you say he doesn't draft good. Christian Wilkins, that's a good draft pick.
Yeah, he was a good draft. That was a good draft pick. Like I say, he
Javon
does have
Holland, that's a good draft pick right there. Jalen Phillips, that's a good draft pick.
He's had his hits. But I think where it stands out is because we're not winning playoff games, and it's because the offensive line is so bad that it brings down other positions of,
Good coaching helped bring the best out of some of those players you're putting in there. Not switching offensive line coaches every damn year and having a new system come in there probably has a lot to do with that.
But we've had good, but I mean, we've been okay. I thought Holland was going to have a lot better year this year by knowing the scheme got changed on him, and because people got injured and he was asked to do different stuff once Brandon Jones got hurt. So I
I know a lot
understand
of
why. Well, I was thinking he was going to have an all-pro type year this year, Holland. It kind of fell back because of circumstance. I'm not blaming it. I think he's still a good player, and moving forward, he should stand out in the Fangio defense.
I think a lot of people don't think scheme changes and things like that mean a lot to football players or mean a lot to like your overall
Oh, a
performance.
very good football player.
Bro, it means everything. It's like going to your job, something you do every day, and be like, okay, now we're going to do this, and we're just going to do it differently. Don't tell me that wouldn't throw you into a state of chaos and panic. You'd be like, no, I want to go back to the way I do things.
Right.
I just know it's that way, bro, and like it does affect everything so heavily. It's a scheme, and if it's different, then it's like you're trying to wipe your butt with your left hand when you're right-handed. It's really hard.
Yeah. No, I agree. And it's just like you say though, we will see. It's just when you draft better, it's better than trade better, because trade means normally giving these guys big money and you get less flexibility at other positions to spend the money. When you draft well, you got more financial flexibility.
You know what's crazy to me too is like, I know G-Man, I know I'm with you, bro. You're my brother. I know everyone wants to call those guys busts, but man, it's from 2020. It's only been 3 years, and we're going to call these guys busts already. That's too early.
Well, you were ripping on Austin Jackson a little bit earlier yourself.
I do. I rip on all of them, dude. And the reason why is because I want what you guys want: better play, better prospects.
I know.
Want better results. And you know what? I know where the problem is. It's down low, and you need better play down there. And you know what? I still think it's a thing of coaching. We need more consistency. So, yes, we all are piling on Austin Jackson and Liam Eichenberg and the rest of the offensive linemen, and no Igbenogany's and Tuas that we all think are busts. But, damn it, we need better coaching.
Yeah, well, we'll see. But, yeah, the 2020 draft was supposed to change us, and that was going to be because we had 3 first-round picks that year.
Oh, it changed us, all right.
Yeah, I know, but if it's going to change us for the better and whatever, and like I said, we can do the 2 of the Pate down the road, whatever.
But they've shown nothing. No flash plays.
I know, that's it. Even the good hits we hit aren't like the game big changers.
I don't agree
Wilkins
with that.
is great and stuff.
I love you, G-Man, but I don't agree with that statement. They've shown nothing. Liam Eichenberg was playing a lot better before he got hurt. And yeah, everybody does want to hear me say, but he was playing better. No one wants to hear excuses, but you guys just want immediate results. This isn't a microwave society. Hunter Long, there you go, another player we could talk about. It's a tight end position, bro. You want him to come in from the rookie and just be Travis Kelce?
No, I know, that's one of the hardest. You always say tight end's one of the hardest because you got to learn blocking schemes, receiving routes, and
everybody's routes. You need to know all the blocking routes. You need to know all the receiving routes. You need to know all the tight end routes. You need to know even the fullback stuff. You need to know all of it. So it's not easy. So everyone wants to pile on all these kids. Oh, they're busts, they're this, they're that. I'm not willing to give up that on them yet. Yeah, I'm going to pile on. Like, he looks like a bust, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I know. But so far, the 2020 draft has been very disappointing.
It's been very underwhelming. It
even
looks bust
Tua included because of his health, because he hasn't been. If he's been playing all year, it would have been fine. If he had not missed any games, then I don't think we would be complaining.
Damn, if you could just keep that kid on the football field, man, you'd have one of the top 10 quarterbacks in the league. I guarantee it.
But you know what to say about if, and on that, if's the biggest little word in the whole wide world. So
Hunter Long's a mannequin until he's not. Until the light comes on and he starts to play well, then Hunter
he's a big, strong kid out of Boston College. Good. I have high hopes for him still. And
you know what'll happen is he'll go somewhere else and be a good tight end because we didn't want to give him proper coaching and time. You can at least make a few plays, not asking for Pro Bowl. Yeah, you have to have consistency too. You have to have a little bit of luck on your side. Every time they throw you the football, don't drop it in the end zone. Don't get hit and drop it. Catch the damn football.
Good morning, Vito. You come in late. We're about to wrap up, but thank you for checking in, Vito. Like I say, Vito's a great follow on Twitter. If all you guys have a Twitter handle, you can post in comments. I know Vito's. Absolutely. I don't even know if all you guys make sure follow, and I'll follow you back on Twitter if you got good Dolphin stuff and all that good stuff. I mean, basically,
trust me, G-Man, we're brothers. We're on the same page. We just see things a little bit differently. You want to give up on all these guys, and I just want better coaching and want to be proven I just want to see. I want to make sure that we're right, that they're busts. I don't want to see them go to another team and have success, because then it'll just be like, oh, look at the Dolphins give away all their players for somewhere else to go and be successful. I'm sick of that crap, bro. We have to stop it. I want to keep our players. If we can make it work, they don't work. Then if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Yeah, we would see
I'm still
about
worried
that.
about Tua's actual game. Injuries aside, he doesn't win the big December games. I disagree. I don't know, man. I'm not worried about the
This
game.
past December is all we really have to go on, because of, we
Played
were
pretty good in the snow up in Buffalo.
he did do well. We didn't come out ahead in that game, but I would give him the 49ers game and the Chargers game. He underperformed, but
sure,
he
had a couple games where he laid some eggs. I'm not going to say he didn't.
Yeah.
But
in the Packer game, the Packer game may have been due to injury again, because he looked decent in the first half and then came out and threw interception after interception in the second half. But like I said, we don't know. And with Chris Greer, I'm on him all the time. But I was on Jeff Ireland all the time. I was on Tannenbaum all the time.
Dolphins fans are going to be on everybody on all the time until
we get a damn playoff win. Just give me one playoff win to start. Then we can start saying the Super Bowl award connected to the Miami Dolphins. But I just want to see a playoff win next year and then advance, because one playoff win could lead to 2 and 3 if we know most likely you're not going to be the number 1 seed.
I expect a rookie to at least flash, make a few plays that stand out, not a polished product. What rookie, dude? Your 4th-round rookie that you drafted out of Georgia to play linebacker that barely seen the field? Dude, honestly, the way I see it, if you're a 1st-round pick, I expect you to play and be on the football field. If you're a 2nd-round draft choice, you're probably a project that won't see the field. If you're a 3rd-round pick, you probably will be on the backup bench. If you're a 4th-round pick, you'll be lucky to even make the football team. That's how I see it.
Yeah, well, but other people, look at Kansas City. They had rookies contributing to a Super Bowl winning team. So, you got to draft out. And Vito, yeah, I'm with you. There's no way Lamar is coming. Between money, compensation it would take to get him. And
I wouldn't say there's no way.
No way. I know. You never say never.
They do some stuff sometimes you're like, huh? So I'll be honest with you, like, who knows, man? I don't know. I hope Tua works out for the best. That's the faster way to a championship. Exactly. That's what you said right there is the only reason why I'm like, I don't know. I'm holding out hope that it'll work out, bro. And I don't want to see that dream die yet. So when everyone's like wants to move on from him so quickly, that's why I'm holding out hope, is because I'm a hopeless romantic thinking that it's still
that's all Dolphin fans have for years is hope.
Well, that's all we can have.
Like I often say on here, I got a son that was born, went all the way through the school system. It's now his 2nd year at the University of Florida. And in all that time, how many games have the Dolphins won in the playoffs? 0. He has not seen a playoff win. So it's just crazy how much time it's been since we've won a playoff
game. Steve in the house. Fangio has officially signed. Good.
Oh, good. Thank you for the breaking news, Steve. We're here. We haven't been. We try not to check our Twitter. So
what's this? What is this crap right here? LeBron back to the Heat. Let's go. What do you mean LeBron back to the Heat?
Yeah, I think he's just messing with you, breaking
Trade
on.
deadline's over, bro.
Yeah. That's all.
Man, it's crazy, bro. Look, Vito, he's right. That's all we ever had is hope.
It's hope. Yeah, that is. That's all we ever had. And thank you for guys. And if you would like Steve breaking that news to us, make sure you follow him on Twitter. And he has a great show Tuesday nights, 7:30 p.m. on the Fins Talk Sports Network. He's the host of Real Talk.
It's crazy, bro.
Oh my God! But he's 7:30 on the Fins Talk Sports Network. Yeah, Real Talk Fins Talk. He butchers it too, so I'm just doing it for you, Steve.
It's crazy, man. But when I think about it, the Dolphins just haven't been a lucky organization over the past 20 years, and it's crazy the way fate works out. But if Tua doesn't hurt his hip at Alabama, he was one of the best college quarterbacks to play that season. I think Tua gets drafted to the Bengals and Joe Burrow maybe falls to the Dolphins' laps right there. Man, I wanted Joe Burrow so bad. I would have done anything I could to get that kid on the Dolphins. That's the quarterback I wanted that year. I knew we were going to draft Tua. It was just inevitable. I knew we were going to get him, but I wanted Burrow. I would have did anything to get that kid on the team, dude. Honestly, see, it's just luck. That's the way luck sometimes works out, and luck hasn't worked out for the Dolphins. We need
Oh,
that
no, the
guy.
Dolphins haven't. Like I say, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good and
Yep.
stuff.
We need that guy to fall into our lap, bro. We need that guy. Like, that's the guy we needed. We needed someone like that, bro. I'm the hardest on all Dolphins players. I expect greatness from everyone. I hear you, bro. I'm hard on all of them too, but I'm a little bit more patient, I guess. Like, I've seen us go and throw things away that maybe you shouldn't have. I've seen us trade things that you got for nothing to the Patriots and then win. Maybe he didn't win Super Bowls, but they won over off of it. You know what I'm saying? That's how it feels. I hate to see other teams win with what we throw away, and that just makes us look. It makes us look like idiots. Like, you want to stop being the laughing stock of the NFL? Stop doing that crap right there. Stop letting other teams win with your trash.
No, I know. And Steve, I tease because I care about. I know. Real talk, Fins talk. There,
Real
I finally
talk,
got
Fins
it.
talk.
See, you do it much better, Justin, than I do.
On
and
the
I'm
Fins
his
Talk
co-host.
Sports Network.
But it's hard to say Real Talk Fins Talk on the Fins Talk Sports Network. So I
got it, bro. Boom.
Get that. Yeah, that's hard to get that all out.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
Yes, bro. Don't do it, and we keep doing it.
And then some guys that you think they should pay, they don't, and then they sign the balls, the big contracts and all that. So you never know. And like I say, hopefully luck falls on our side. And Steve, once again, thank you for breaking who's reporting it, Steve. But that's great because we try not to check Twitter while we're on there. But
I remember Ogba, when we signed Ogba, everybody was fired up, and I was like, I would have rather traded him. And everybody beat me up for it. They're like, why the hell you want to get rid of him? He's good. He blocks passes. He sacks the quarterback. He had 9 sacks. And I'm just like, I don't care. He's a one-trick pony who has a bull rush and bats down passes at the line of scrimmage. I could find that in the 3rd round.
Right. Well, like I say, then you need to get the general manager, Justin. Because you sure has to get something like, we've all said, and Vito pointed out. Dude, that's all we have is hope.
When we poached Zach Sealer and we got him to the end of the season, I was more excited about Zach Sealer than I was about signing Ogba or even picking up Ogba. Do you see what I'm trying to explain to you? I'm more excited about guys like that because they have a future and you can get them for cheaper and you can do things with them, bro, because you're not handcuffed to them.
Thank you. So Ian Rappaport reporting the Fangio news. So, that's pretty good. That's good stuff.
It's done. It's a done deal, bro.
Yeah.
Like I said, it was going to be a done deal.
Yeah.
See, bingo, one more guy right there that we'll go to. Raekwon Davis, 0 trick pony. Yeah, he does nothing besides he's just a guy who.
Hey, but he's an SEC guy out of Alabama.
You know what? You want to know what, G-Man? I bet you'd be really surprised if we moved him out of the 1 tech and put him to a 3 tech. I bet you would get a lot more production out of him. Because when we drafted him, I expected him to be more like a Chris Jones, like a gap penetrator, very disruptive, always going forward, up, downhill, toward the quarterback.
Oh, I remember when
we're just not getting that right now from the kid.
Brian Flores was all giddy because that's when they were just showing things on cam. He was all happy. I'm thinking, this guy must be really good.
You know what I'm saying? But
he was like all giddy. He got him like it was a great find. But
I think he's more of a 3 tech. He doesn't have the beef to play nose tackle, bro. He needs to be a 3 tech. You need to go get a true nose tackle, someone who's 340 pounds plus, and then you put him at nose tackle, move Raekwon out there. And then everybody would be more fresh, more healthier legs, everything. He'd be better as a 3 tech. So you want Raekwon to produce, bounce him out to a 3 tech and put in a true nose tackle.
Yeah, there you go. Here's saying he's not a good nose guy. I guess
he's not. He doesn't have the beef. He doesn't have the strength at the point of contact right there that you would like because he's not big enough. You need someone who's bigger. Like Vince Wilfork was 350 pounds and could take on 2 guys like this, and that's what you need. That's a true nose tackle. And trust me, Fangio's going to find that guy because he's going to want it in his defense.
Anyway, guys, I dropped our draft banner for a minute, so you can make sure you follow JPF Scout on Twitter and check my website, Dolphins Thursday.
Absolutely check that website. He's killing it right now.
I wish he was Daryl Gardner, though. I wish he was.
That would be nice. Or Tim Bowens, even. You know what I'm saying? You need someone like that who's stout, but actually.
Tim Bowens would be nice, too. Believe me, those are some good names from the past. But
see, bingo, damn, we think alike, G-Man. Yes, he's definitely too tall to play nose tackle. That's the first thing I thought when we brought him. I'm like, dude, he's 6'7". I would make him a 3-tech, and I would be like, listen, just go get the pass rusher. Just, retrace your steps and go make a play. You know what I mean? Because he's not going to be able to play nose because he's not small. He needs to be a little smaller. He needs to be like 6'3".
yeah, no, I agree. And on that note, speaking about hope, I hope you guys all come back. And those that haven't done so already, hit that like button for today's show. And if you haven't hit the subscribe button in the past,
Hit it.
look at Steve. Look at Steve. And we are going to be giving a hat away to since we've had a 100 subscriber, but we just have Justin's waiting to get the hat in production before we actually say we're going to send it out. Ender, your jersey is still coming down the pike, but it's in production. So I learned from that. I'm going to wait till the hat's in hand before I start announcing that a hat's coming. So, but he's going to have it soon enough. Guys, you guys all rock. Fins up to all of you.
Plays high because he can't get low. Exactly, because he doesn't. His technique is a little sloppy and doesn't get in his squat and stay locked into his technique. He plays too high, which often leads to him to getting stood straight up.
Yeah, exactly. All right, that's it. I really good. It's my lunchtime. I'm a creature of habit. I'm looking at the time. Right? It's 11. I know once my stomach starts growling, it must be getting close to 11. And I just look. Boom, I agree. One more. I would get G-Man. One more comment in there for the day. Here you go. And G-Man, you would really like to follow Justin's draft stuff. They're going to be coming out on our website. Just bear with me. Thank you, Steve. I got a lot of draft. Make sure you check out Dolphin Thursday. I got a few. Let me know. Give me feedback so you know what you'd like to see in my draft write-ups.
My favorite nose tackle right now is that kid out of Texas, the Keandre Coburn. I like him. He's a perfect profile fit for nose tackle.
All right, there you go. Steve, G-Man, Ender, Stetson, and whoever else. If I'm forgetting you today. You guys know you still rock. Dolphins fans rock. So let's, as Vito says, I hope the Dolphins are good next year because I sure as hell don't know if they're going to be, but I hope so. So anyway, with that out, I was still give Steve a little kudos. Fins up, Dolphins #1.
Let's go.